It's such a super gray area for them to even be controlling what we're doing. It's scary how gray of an area this is. But that's the way this country's been going. If you're one of those guys that's got nothing better to do than hang out on Facebook and talk shit, get some skills, man. And people will reward you for those skills. I promise you. What's up, boys and girls? So this is going to be a little bit of a different video. Now, if you live under a rock and you haven't been on Facebook and you haven't seen all the drama that's been kind of created over the last, a little bit over a year now. Yeah, guys, we did have a visit from the CPSC. Now, this is the organization that actually banned three-wheelers originally, and they weren't too happy with what we were doing, of course, but got a lot to talk about. So I've got a list of questions right here. These are the most popular questions we've actually been receiving. And we're going to talk about it. So we're going to go, I believe, over 10 questions here. I'm going to try to answer some questions that all of you guys have had over the last year. And we're going to talk about what we can and what we can't do, and what our plans are moving forward with BVC Trikes. Let's jump into it. Consumer Product Safety Commission, they're a group that actually covers a wide variety of things, everything from e-bikes to seems like three-wheelers, ATVs, I believe UTVs, and your everyday vacuum cleaner that gets used at your house. So these people basically have a list of rules, a list of laws, and when we got into the trikes, I read all their laws. I definitely read everything before we started making the trikes and the trike kits and all that fun stuff, and their law clearly states selling ATVs. Now, guys, we obviously convert motorcycles. I never wanted to mess with ATVs. There's other companies that have been doing the three-wheeler game longer than I have that actually cut ATVs in half. They weld a three-wheeler front half to it, ATV in the rear, obviously, and they make their modern three-wheelers. Now, when I got into this, I was more on the lines of the Harley trike. The reason I am under that is because we simply can do street legal conversions. A lot of the enduro models can be street legal, of the modern KTMs, the modern Hondas, and again, we're doing motorcycle based conversions. Now, we went back and forth with the CPSC for a little over a year. So we pay our attorney to obviously go back and forth. We're very careful with what we say, and we actually had to, I guess, educate them on what we do. Now, one thing they did not know is that they didn't understand what we did, in terms of, they thought I was this like giant manufacturer. So when the CPSC officers stopped in, they knocked on our door, and they were kind of surprised to see how small we are. Now, to you guys online, we look bigger than we probably are. I mean, we're a small shop. We obviously have a handful of CNC machines that I'm sitting in front of right now, and we do make some pretty badass parts. Now, we do TIG welding, CNC manufacturing, assembly, bike builds. You know, you guys have seen it all on YouTube. You guys have kind of grown with me on this YouTube channel, and you've seen where we started and where we've ended up and where we're continuing to go, as we're going to talk about in this video. So the first question they had for me was, where's your manufacturing facility for all these trikes? And I'm like, you're looking at it, guys. And they actually asked me straight up, they're like, do you have a quieter place we can sit? Because we had all these machines running. We're making billet parts every single day. We've got air compressors running. We've got welders making noise in the background. Yeah, it's no spot to actually sit and talk with a CPSC officer. So we had two officers here. I actually took them out front, and we sat on a picnic table. And the guy laughed. He said, this is the first time I've had a meeting at a picnic table. I was like, sorry, man, it's our quietest spot. We're a small shop, and there's no room for a quiet spot inside a shop like this. So let's get into, I guess, what we talked about. So the first thing they had questions about, they basically were like, where's your assembly line? And I'm like, I already told you guys, like, you're looking at it. There's not an assembly line. We have two bike lifts. We do builds from time to time on trikes. We're not pumping these things out. Clearly, you guys know we're doing more than the other guys that are our competition online. And you guys know who they are. It's generally the ones who run their mouth online and spread stuff like this. So, yeah. So anyway, more or less, we kind of tried showing them, like, we don't even have any trikes in the building. So at the time, we had that all-wheel drive trike that was up on a lift. It had basically the rear end off it. It just had the front end installed, and we didn't have a single three-wheeler inside this building. We had big wheels getting put together. We had all our parts kind of lined up on these tables. This is actually one of our tables that we line up all our CNC parts on. And yeah, so they were picking up my triple clamp, looking at it, picking up my axle nut, you know, and they're like, well, you guys build three-wheelers, so where are you guys building it? You guys are building frames. Now, they actually saw my video of the Banshee conversions. They were a little freaked out about that. That was actually what sent them in here. So they saw me build the Banshee. They assumed I was building the whole thing, which in that case, we simply swapped the Banshee motor into a YZ250. Now, there was another video where I was actually building a dirt bike frame. And guys, you can turn a dirt bike into a trike. Like, it's common sense stuff. They thought I was building a three-wheeler frame specifically for an ATV. It's not what we were doing. I was simply building a fixture so I could swap Banshee motors into the Yamaha YZ250. We could build big wheels and do all kinds of fun stuff with that. If you want to add training wheels on the back, you can. It's totally up to the customer to do what they want. Now, I had to basically prove to them over the last year that everything we make doesn't touch the ground. It's such basic common sense shit that we've had to go over the last year. Email after email after email after email, lists, just pictures. I mean, these guys are sending me pictures of a three-wheeler sitting on a dirt mound after I explained to them. We build street legal stuff too. Now, they were telling me, like, you guys, there's no way you guys do street legal. Now, guys, you know, the definition of a motorcycle is 3 or less tires in most states. I've been doing this since basically 2005. Out of high school, I worked at a Harley-Davidson shop. I then started my shop when I was 18 years old. I'm almost 37 now. I've been doing this for a minute. I understand the laws. Very careful about how I do stuff. And again, I explained to them that states like where we live now in Arizona, they allow the solid axle. They actually allow ATVs on the road. So it's such a super gray area for them to even be controlling what we're doing. It's scary how gray of an area this is. But that's the way this country's been going. And there's going to be regulation in every industry. And when you have issues like this, I had a very smart man tell me, just figure out what you can do and just do that. So that's what we've done here. And we're going to talk about that in this video. Let's have some fun here. Again, there was a lot of shit talkers on Facebook, guys that just really didn't like us from the start. And it's kind of funny because when we got into this three-wheeler stuff, I mean, it's not like we just jumped into it. I've been riding three-wheelers my whole life. It was a dream of mine to actually build parts for them, which we turned into a reality, as you guys know. And we've had a lot of haters along the way. And God, every time they just ran their mouth online, it was like another milling machine would just pop out of the sky because they just fueled me so much to keep me pushing. And that's the funny thing. So if you're watching this video, thank you for all the crap you said online, all these goofy questions that I'm actually talking about, because the stuff I've actually accomplished over the last year, I've done more over the last year than I have my whole life. It's unbelievable, like what we've actually done, figured out, created, and the direction we're heading in. So guys, let's start with question number 1. All right, this is something that was on Facebook. We've had hundreds of phone calls about it. Did CPSC shut you guys down? Again, the Consumer Product Safety Commission. You guys can look them up. I'm going to insert a clip of some stuff they did in the past to the original three-wheelers.
Serious injury or death. That, according to the Consumer Product Safety Commission. Government experts say it is by far the most dangerous vehicle on the market today.
Guys, the answer to that question is no, they did not shut me down. Now, when the officers came in, they said, we recommend you don't make these kits. So I took that as we can't make them. Talked to my attorney, went back and forth, sent some emails. We were getting absolutely nowhere with these people. Everything they replied to us, they wouldn't say yes or no. So guys, we stopped selling them. Straight up. I was like, I'm not going to chance it. We're done selling them. We're done doing builds. It's just what it was at the time. So unfortunately, it trickled down to a lot of BS after stopping those sales. So yeah, we were not shut down. We do a lot of other things. We're going to get into that farther in this video. All right, question number 2. This is a good one. So this kind of goes back to, we had haul bikes coming here picking up some big wheels. We had, I think, 3 or 4 shipping out at the time. So the haul bikes guy backs his giant trailer into the yard here, and he says, guys, I heard you guys got fined millions of dollars. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, well, I heard the CPSC came in. Yeah, they came in. And he's telling one of my guys, one of my employees, heard you guys got fined. So my employee comes up to me and he goes, the haul bikes driver said you guys got fined. Is that true? And I'm like, no, that's not true. What are you talking about? So we go on Facebook, and there's this one guy just kind of spreading lies on there. Sadly, some of you guys believed it. It's pretty funny and wild what some BS on Facebook can kind of turn into. And I kept very quiet. I was very careful. I didn't want to say a word online. I didn't want to post about it. I didn't want to make this video until I knew what was going on, because that's just a smart thing to do. Now, I always told you guys in the comments, I get random guys that would say, hey, you're going to like update us? And I'm like, yeah, guys, like a video is going to come, but I'm sorry. It took a year. That's just how life works. Dealing with the CPSC, it's a slow process. And yeah, dealing with any of this stuff, it's a waiting game. So no, we did not get fined millions of dollars. That is hilarious. Oh man. However, we did buy CNC machines during that time, which is kind of funny. All right, so question number 3. Do you guys still build three-wheelers? Guys, no, we're not building three-wheelers here. We never have. We've never built complete ATV three-wheelers. What we've simply done is a customer would buy a dirt bike, which is a motorcycle, it's a two-wheeler. We would install our training wheels on it. That's technically what a three-wheeler conversion kit is. We're putting our conversion kit onto a dirt bike. Now, it turns out the CPSC had a huge issue with me just simply bolting parts onto a motorcycle and adding an extra tire. You're adding one extra tire to a two-wheeler, you're making it a three-wheeler. Keep in mind, I'm so sick of arguing back and forth and trying to explain what we do. Not a single part we make touches the soil. Not a single one. I don't make the tires. On the three-wheelers, I do not make the wheels. I don't make the axle. Considering I don't make any of the parts that actually touch the ground, I don't know if that saved me or not, but yeah, we can't install the kits anymore, guys. It's unfortunate. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Question number 4. Can you still sell Trike kits? Yes, we can. And since they are so worried about going by definition, us selling parts and pieces, a kit, whatever you want to call it, a conversion, a kit, a swing arm, triples, we can sell all that stuff all day long. So you guys can head to bvctrikes.com right now and actually buy your three-wheeler kits. Now keep in mind, it's a slow process. Everything is hand-built, TIG welded, CNC machined. None of this stuff is super quick. So that being said, there is a lead time on the website. There always has been a lead time. You guys keep me so unbelievably busy, and I'm so thankful that you guys support us, because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. And we wouldn't have been able to actually make it this far dealing with this type of stuff. The second thing I learned during this, with the can you still sell Trike kits, I can't believe how many of you guys still want them. It's wild. We debated just being done with it, just to get rid of the regulation, get rid of the headache. But yeah, guys, in the end, like, we're allowed to sell the Trike kits still. And that's exciting, because I am still going to be doing prototyping. I'm still going to be doing new kits. I'm just not going to be selling any services to assemble these kits onto dirt bikes anymore. I'm not going to be selling any complete three-wheelers. None of that stuff's going to happen. And again, I never sold three-wheelers, guys. In my eyes, I sold a dirt bike with training wheels, and that's just what I'm sticking to. That's the reality of what it is. That VIN number does not change. It doesn't matter if you have 6 tires on that dirt bike. It's still a dirt bike at the end of the day that's been converted, whether it's a three-wheeler conversion, a snow bike conversion, a supermoto conversion. Guys, you've seen the ATV that I built. I converted a dirt bike into an ATV. You can do anything with this platform. That's the beauty of it. That's why I go into the dirt bike market, right down to the big wheel kits. They keep us crazy busy. All right, let's move on to the next question. This is the best of all, guys. Did I go to jail for selling three-wheelers? Again, there was some Yahoo on the old Facebook. Oh man, Disability Island is what Facebook is. It's unbelievable. That's why I'm not on there. That's why I don't mess around on it. Well, you guys might not know, but Facebook actually took my account away. I can't even log into my BVC Trikes Facebook. So sadly, if you guys are messaging me on BVC Trikes on Facebook, can't reply to you. I have no way to log in. But yeah, guys, what a stupid thing that somebody would spread online saying I went to jail. They must have wanted me to go to jail so bad they were trying to manifest it, but no, I did not go to jail. And to be real, some quiet time wouldn't be a bad thing, but I definitely don't want to go to jail. As long as I had my CAD computer, I think I'd be fine. But yeah, it's hilarious. That is just hilarious. So yeah, you know who you are who was saying that online. These guys that run their mouth online, they need to do something themselves. Like, get busy. Like, do something that people like, that will gain you followers, that will gain you like positive movement forward. Don't talk about other people. Like, it's just, It's pathetic. It's comical. It's pathetic. I mean, we all laugh at these people. Like we have jokes about all these people here because, oh, what's this guy saying today? What's that guy saying? You know, I get customers randomly asking me these funny questions, and like I said, man, just fueling that fire. Just gonna keep going up. That's all I can do when I read dumb shit. I push harder. I push through it, and I keep growing. You know, that's what life's all about. So you got to keep growing as a human. Try not to talk shit about people. Stay positive, and yeah, just grow your skill sets, guys. If you're one of those guys that's got nothing better to do than hang out on Facebook and talk shit, get some skills, man, and people will reward you for those skills. I promise you. Okay, question number 6. What is CPSC going to require for current owners? So guys that have had Trike builds from me, where I simply assembled our conversion kit onto their dirt bike, you're going to get a letter. So we're going to have a letter that's going to go out here shortly. It's basically going to say the CPSC found these things unsafe, and if you want us to convert it back to a dirt bike, we will do that free of charge for you. That is no issue. Totally up to you. Yeah, you make that decision on what you think you want to do. All right, we're getting almost to the second page. So the last question on this page, what is next for BVC? A lot of you guys think we've only done trikes. It's not the case. If you don't follow our other page, check out BVC Big Wheels. We do a lot with the big wheel kits. We actually have BVC Off-Road. We do a lot with the Sierra 500 conversion kits, a lot of ATV parts. We've got a lot of stuff actually coming for the 250R and eventually the Banshee. So right now it's going to be 250R. I'm drawing up a frame. Stuff's coming for the quads too. And again, I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers with any of these other companies that are making frames and doing all these parts. I love the ATV stuff. I always have. So I'm going to go back to my roots and have some fun with the 250R stuff and get into the Banshee stuff. All right, let's shuffle that away. Let's go on to the next one. Oh yeah, let's not forget the last one. I got it written down right here. We're looking at dealership opportunities with some OEM brands. You guys have seen some recent videos of some bikes we've built, and I'm sure you can kind of figure out what we're looking into. But if you guys think that's a good idea, becoming a dealer where we can actually have a bike with a big wheel kit on a showroom floor, I think that'd be pretty cool. All right, question number 8, is BVC hiring? We actually are, guys. Now, some of you guys know this, some of you don't. I don't really spread my shit online too much. I had a neck injury about 6 months ago, and I was actually out for a couple months. I lost movement in my fingers. I had a pop disc in my neck. It's an old motocross injury that kind of just flared up, and God, it was one of the most stressful times. So between all the drama online, the neck injury, me being out and just having to run this place from home, my wife was just keeping everything together. She works with me. She manages the business with me. She does more than I do, to be real with you guys. She keeps this whole place together, and she's really the glue of BVC. So anybody that's shit talking over email, remember, if you're messaging her, it's not her fault, guys. Sometimes we're backed up, our welder's sick. You're gonna have all these things happen when you own a business, and that's just how it goes. So yeah, some of my guys got spooked. We lost about half of them. We had to rehire, retrain, rebuild. That's how it goes. It's scary when, I guess, the feds are coming into your company. They saw them come. We're telling our guys, like, hey, we're not doing Trike kits right now. So yeah, sales were down for a little bit until we scaled the big wheel stuff. We scaled some of the quad stuff. We started doing other things. It was a little scary for those guys. And so the guys that stuck it out, thank you. The guys that ran back home, it is what it is. You know, you're gonna miss out on some more opportunities and some cool times. And again, when I was out, the stress was high. My guys needed to step up while I was out. As some of them step up, some of them step down. When I was taking a break healing my neck, again, pop disc in the neck, and you can't move your hands and lose your balance, and it's not a fun injury. If any of you guys have had neck injuries, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's terrible. I don't wish that on anybody. But yeah, guys, sometimes you lose people, and yeah, again, we're hiring. So looking for a full-time TIG welder. We've got a guy right now that's filling in for the TIG welding position. He's been killing it. Pretty wild and impressive what he's done. So yeah, we're looking for a TIG welder. We're possibly looking for a little bit of help with building bikes. We still do a lot of big wheel builds, restoration builds, engine rebuilding we'd like to get back into, suspension shortening, all that fun stuff. So if there's anybody on the old interwebs that's interested in building the stuff that you guys see me build and you're experienced, I am not looking to train anybody anymore. I'm so tired of training. The only training I want to do is going to be through video. I'm actually planning on doing that in some future videos. I want to try to train people ahead of time, and then if they want to come work for me in the future, they can. But they've got to kind of learn it through video first. But yeah, if there's anybody out there that's experienced, that's been building bikes as long as I have, again, I'm almost 37. I've been doing it since I was actually working on bikes since I was 10 years old, believe it or not. It's been a couple years. But anybody like that dedicates their life to what we do, hit me up. bvcracing@gmail.com. Send me an email, send me your resume. And if you're sick of being in the freezing cold and you want to move out to the old Tucson and sweat your balls, then it might be for you. I had to get out of the cold, so that's why we moved out west. Anyway. All right, guys, question number 9. Do you guys still ship worldwide? Yes, we do. We ship bikes worldwide. It doesn't matter where you are. Hit us up. Tell us what you want for a build. Tell us what you want for parts. Big wheel, trike parts, doesn't matter. We'll ship you the parts. We'll make them go to wherever you live. All right, again, it's kind of a repetitive question. Question number 10. I thought you guys only did trikes. What else do you guys do? Guys, we do CNC manufacturing, welding, fab, ATV, UTV parts, random job shop work. I actually turn all that stuff away these days. We used to be a full vinyl shop too. I was wrapping trucks, trailers. Yeah, you gain a lot of friends when you have a vinyl shop. I can tell you that. You get a lot of guys that want to be sponsored to go to the local fair and, you know, do their fun stuff there so they can show off their free wrap. But yeah, if you guys own a vinyl printer, don't take on all those sponsorships. You'll end up working for free for a while. Yeah, and then we're getting into some other markets. So some other markets we're getting into is the old pew market. I want to start doing some slide cuts. I don't want to do anything that requires more regulation, but I got this little 5-axis right here. I can definitely do some cool slide cuts, maybe make some parts. We dabbled into it a little bit with another shop locally here, and it's a cool market. But again, I'm hyper focused right now on big wheels, ATVs, trike parts, and our goal is to actually have these things on the shelf. I don't really see it happening anytime soon. Definitely not with the welding process. It's just too damn slow, guys. TIG welding is so slow, it's terrible. And yeah, the outcome's great, but this army of CNC machines that I have in this shop, I'm really trying to take as much as I can and take all the welded parts, make them out of billet. Now, if you follow the Big Wheel channel, you guys are going to see I took that huge ass fabricated swing arm. Now I just hit a button on each of these machines right here. We make all the CNC parts, we throw them on the shelf, and when an order comes in, we assemble that swing arm for you. Now, the only other part of the Big Wheel kits that's still kind of killing us is the wheels. So that's our next thing we got to tackle, is buying bigger quantities of those. DWT is actually hooking us up with the wheel halves. We machine the centers, weld them together, and ship them out. Now, same thing there. Welding is slow, guys, so we're always held up with the welding process. Now, I feel like I could honestly have probably 5 to 6 full-time welders working here. Now, if I wasn't doing all the billet stuff, that's how that would be. Now, this place will operate with 1 or 2 welders full-time. However, we're still trying to take as much stuff and move it over to machine. We've done it with our intakes. We're doing the 3D printing on that stuff now. No more making these crazy TIG welded intakes. It's all going to be a perfect printed product with a nice heavy-duty material that's got smooth internals. There's no post-processing, like all that stuff. And yeah, everything we're doing moving forward, going into the end of this year and the beginning of next year, is going to be 100% automation, speeding up our process, trying to get parts on the shelf so we're not having these long lead times when you guys order a subframe. It's horrible that you have to wait. It's unbelievable like how backed up we get with the welding projects. But if you guys order billet parts from us, they generally ship out pretty fast. Triple clamps are usually in a week or 2. Big wheel kits, usually I'd say between 3 and 8 weeks. It just really depends on the workload. If it's around the holidays, it's just what it is. We get backed up. I'm not going to overstaff this place and, you know, just have all the overhead just for those crazy ups that we get around the holidays. Now, of course, you buy during the sale times, that's fine. But just understand, like, if we're going to give you guys 15 to 20% off, it's going to take a while. That's just how it goes. You got to plan ahead. If you have a ride coming up, let us know. Hey, I need these parts by this date. Okay, but order them a few months ahead of time so we can work that stuff into our crazy schedule and get you guys your parts. All right, guys. Well, that's the end of that right there. It's been a fun one. Happy Saturday. If Liquid Death wants to sponsor me, that'd be cute. I thought I'd be a cool YouTuber and put that on the old table right there. I love that stuff. It's another thing we've been kind of getting into since the old neck injury. Just eating right, drinking clean water, and that's what I drink. So it's helped me out a lot. It's amazing what hydration does. You don't realize when you're drinking the cheap bottled water from Walmart, it's acid water. So Google that stuff, guys. And anyway, thanks for watching. Don't have much more to say. I'll try to find some time this week to update you guys on the 250R project and continue on. And maybe we'll do some more Trike content with some parts we're working on. Anyway, guys, it's time to get out of here, and see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.